I shot this video before, but I could not record a single line I was saying. So here we go again. Yay! Since I got the job, I completed 3 books, and I got job 5 months ago. So yay! Congratulations, Vaishnavi. But in even in my reading slum, I managed to complete 3 books. One of which was the Yellow Wallpaper, which, as much of a mastery it is, it's very short, like less than 100 pages, and I completed it in my lunch break. So I'm not going to count that book. And for the love of God, I could not find the second book I read, which was What You Are Looking For Is in the Library. So there goes that one. But I do have, because I completed this book yesterday, fresh memory of the Honjin Murders. Now I made a 30-minute wrong video on that book, but it turns out my mic wasn't plugged in and I could not record anything I said. And now my battery is at 5%, so I'm going to complete this video shortly, very shortly. Let's start with what happened in the book. First of all, the book is focused on this three-fingered man. Like, it starts with the three-fingered man who drinks water at a tavern, and everyone is like, oh, and he asks this location of this very famous family, Ichiage family, and everyone is suspicious of him, which only increases when the oldest son, Kenzo, the head of the family, dies mysteriously on his wedding night, along with his newly wedded wife. So their marriage like lasted 5 to 6 hours, I don't know. And there are a lot of suspicious people because, surprisingly, Enzo and Katsuko, his wife, were getting married against his family's will because she was low class. Okay, she was not the same class as him because his family was from Honjin lineage. So Honjin was basically sort of hotel, but only for aristocratic people. So they had like high value in old Japan. So his whole family was like, you cannot marry this woman, she's not from our class, even though she's fucking rich. Okay, this woman is rich, but still everyone is like, she's not from our class and you should not marry her, etc., etc. But he's like, I love you so much. But then they die like 5 hours after the wedding, so everyone is suspicious of everyone. And the Katsuko, the bride, has an uncle who is supportive of this marriage. Like, he's not supportive of the marriage, but he's like, okay, if my niece is happy, I'm marrying into this Ichiage rude family. And this family includes, like, apart from Kenzo, the dude who just died, who is not our main suspect, contains his mother Itoko, his 2 brothers, Ryuji and Saburo, and 2 sisters, one of which does not matter. We do not see her, we do not care about her in the book at all. She's like, I even forgot he had an older weird. Okay, but his youngest sister, which was Suzuku, and his cousin, like from the second family, the lower family, the secondary family, Ryusuke and his wife Akito and his son, whatever, not important. But so all these people are suspects because they were against the marriage, so everyone is basically a suspect. Then we find out about three-fingered man, and he is the suspect. He turns out to be the mortal enemy of the Kenzo. Now, the uncle of the bride, Katsuko, he first meets Ryuji after the murder, and he's like, this bitch is lying about not being here during murder. I saw him on the train, he was here last day, on the day of his wedding, he was there. He calls his detective friend Kosuke. I swear to God, if I have to say one more Japanese name, I'm dying. But anyway, he calls the detective friend, and the detective figures out what happens. To give full spoiler and no explanation at all, uh, Ken's, Kenzo killed himself and his wife because she was not a virgin, which is a very important point. She was not a virgin, that's why he killed her. And then they just used the three finger man as a guinea pig to avoid suspicious. Now you will ask me, who is they? Because Katsuki was not in on the plan, okay? She did not know she was going to commit double suicide on her wedding night. Turns out the family contains more than one psychopath. His brother Saburo is actually in on the plan of the murder. And the reason he is in on the plan is because this is how the conversation between these two brothers go, by the way. So I will explain to you. Pretend that this is Kanzo. Kanzo goes, I'm going to kill myself and pretend that it's a murder, brother. You can't do that. Oh, why can't I? Because if you die, the first suspicious person would be me. I'm the suspect number one because Ryuji is not here and I will get 50,000 something for your insurance. And if I commit suicide, you won't get any of the money. So basically, the Kenzo Subaru brother duo of psychopaths and god complex people were like, okay, let's plan a locked room murder where people will be suspicious of this three fingered man, and no one will doubt it was me. So I would be safe, I would be out of the house during that time, and you will kill yourself. And both of them are like high-fiving on this. Psychopaths, psychopaths. Anyway, so this happens and they both commit like murder and they plan this whole thing out because Saburo turns out is a genius mastermind when it comes to murder. He's the useless brother of the family, and the only thing he's good at is committing murder and pretending that it was suicide. Their plan is pretty successful, but Kosuke finds the dead body of Three Fingered Man, solves the whole case, and blah blah blah. Everyone is happy, good for them, yay, let's dance. Actually, no one is happy because everyone is sad at what the fuck happened in the family and how psychopathic the brothers are. But like I said, let's celebrate. This is how the story ends. Everyone in the family basically dies from one reason or another. Suzuku dies, which I doubted for the longest time that she was the murderer because she was really innocent, and I was like, there is no way that someone this innocent is in the book. She's basically lying that woman is the murderer, but no, she's really just innocent, and she dies. Very sad. But half of the people die, half of the people are like alive barely, and Ryuji, the second brother, who is like the only sane person in the family, is like and leaves the family. Then the most interesting part comes is that I'm not going to talk about plot anymore. The plot ends there. This is a simple story. You will have to read the book to understand the details, how they do this, how do they pretend that it was like, how is it suicide but murder at the same time. You will have to read the book, and 10 on 10 worth it. You should read the book, it's 100% worth it. But what I'm going to talk about, what is more important than plot, it's something I have to get serious about. How brilliantly an author from 1940s is able to say something so relatable even in today's time in India. A Japanese author saying something so relatable about today's time in India in 1940s. I don't know what I'm saying, but seriously, look at it, okay? The reason Kenzo kills his wife and himself is because he is stuck in this thought process of how superior his lineage is, how superior he is to other people because he is head of an Ichiagi family who runs Honjin and whatever. And because another reason is because she's not pure, she's not a virgin. We see so many people today doing the same thing in the name of honor killing, or in the name of people just abandoning their children because they decided to do love marriage, or somewhere along the line we are still, you can say that it's not happening right now, Vaishnavi. Oh my, this person or that person did love marriage with a person from another caste, religion, culture, whatever. But most of the time we are not, what we are not seeing is there are still people who will kill people, kill other people, hurt other people, just because they decided to marry into another culture, just because they decided to fall in love with another person from another caste. And this is still so prevalent. You cannot tell me that this is not prevalent, because I have seen live examples of people casting aside their family members because they decided to marry someone who is not from their own caste. Okay, I have seen live examples of people abandoning their children, people leaving them to die because they did the worst thing in the world, which was marrying someone they love and not seeing their caste, their religion, or their class, or their culture. And you will be saying, Vaishnavi, how is this related to book? The book basically explores how sick people can get when they are super focused on their lineage, purity, superiority, and they get this complex of my lineage being better than someone else's. And this leads me to my point that we are still doing that. We are still focused so much on purity of a woman, or which caste someone else belongs to while getting married. If someone is from another caste and they are marrying to different castes, I still see people scoff at that thing, because there is still lineage superiority in the world and in the people. And it is so relatable that many people hurt other people because they feel this superiority over them. And that's why I think that everyone should read the book. Everyone should read this book so they will understand what actually, like, don't get me wrong, Kenzo is psychopath, we admit that, but at the end of the day he is also victim of being taught these things. He wasn't born with, oh, I am better than everyone else because I am from Ichiagi family. He was taught those things, and I think we are still being taught these things. And I really hope that we grow apart from these feelings, these thoughts, and learn to accept things as they are. Okay, learn to accept people, learn to accept them for who they are, without caring about purity or lineage or many of the things that are there. This is my rant about the book. I really loved this book. I went into it without knowing a single damn thing about this book. So it was a pure fresh breath of air, and I just love it. And I hope you read it and you will love it too. And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here, because it is really important that you guys do too, as I did. Thank you so much. I love you all.